World War II wasn't just tanks and rifles. It was a laboratory of wild ideas, some brilliant, some baffling.
Meet the Messerschmitt P1101, a German jet with adjustable wings. On the ground, you could set the sweep for speed or climb. A simple crank, a moment's whir, and once.
But it never flew in combat. Captured by the Americans, it inspired the Bell X-5, the first variable sweep jet. Innovation born from chaos.
Then there's the Soviet Tsar tank. Wait, that's the First World War. In the second, they built the Kliment Voroshilov 4 with 2 main guns, one in the turret, another fixed in the hull. It never left the drawing board.
Germany's Fliegende Panzerfaust, Flying Panzerfaust, was a rocket-powered interceptor. It took off vertically and landed with a parachute.
Mission. Fire 24 rockets, then bail out. The plane? It was disposable. One mission, one life, one hope.
Britain's answer to terror weapons? Project Habakkuk, an aircraft carrier made of ice and wood pulp. Here on a frozen Canadian lake, scientists tested a curious material. Pykrete floats and
This pykrete was tough, bullet-resistant, and slow to melt. Churchill loved it, but steel carriers proved faster to build. Science over steel, almost.
The US tried bat bombs. Tiny incendiaries attached to hibernating bats dropped over Japan. They'll nest in attics, then ignite.
In testing, bats roosted under a general's car and set it on fire. The project was canceled.
Mission successful, just not ours.
Women's Germany's Sondergerät SG-104 Munchausen was a recoilless rifle mounted under a bomber to blast ships from above. Fire from the sky without the kick.
It worked once, but the blast damaged the plane. One test, one retirement. Ingenious, but impractical.
Fugo balloon bombs floated across the Pacific, 3,000 of them, carrying incendiaries to the US. A paper globe, sandbags, and a single bomb riding the jet stream.
The British Great Panjandrum was a giant wheel packed with explosives, meant to roll onto beaches and blow up defenses. In theory, it would deliver its payload without risking a single soldier.
Control it!
In trials, it spun out of control, terrifying everyone.
Aboard! Aboard!
It never saw battle, just newsreels.
America's Wind Cannone, or wind cannon, fired blasts of compressed air to down low-flying planes. One pull of the lever, and it exhaled like a dragon's breath.
It created a vortex ring, visible in smoke tests, but it lacked power to damage aircraft. Clever, but harmless.
Ford Dornier Do 335, fail, Germany's fastest piston fighter, had 2 engines. One pulled, one pushed. Its twin engines sang in harmony. Push, pull perfection.
The program was quietly phased out. A reminder, even animals deserve ethical treatment in war. Some ideas fail, and that's okay.
Britain's rocket-propelled bicycle, yes, really, was meant for paratroopers to zoom behind enemy lines. Fast, but not stealthy.
It scared the rider more than the enemy. Never used in combat.
Good try, old friend. Back to walking.
Run because last thing planners see me follow off the Krummlauf, the curved barrel for the Sturmgewehr. Let soldiers shoot around corners. Bullets follow the bend.
But the curve shattered bullets and wore out fast. A clever idea with physics problems. Innovation meets reality.
Japan's Shinyo suicide boats were fast motorboats with 550-pound explosives, piloted into enemy ships. A tragic choice in desperate times.
Over 6,000 were built, but most were destroyed before use. Today, they remind us of war's human cost. We remember and strive for peace.
The U.S. pigeon-guided missile, yes, pigeons, had birds peck at a screen to steer a glide bomb. Nature meets technology.
In tests, pigeons were 75% accurate, but radar guidance made them obsolete. Feathered heroes of science.
Germany's sun gun was theoretical, a space mirror meant to focus sunlight and burn cities. Science fiction. For now.
It was never built, but it inspired real solar research after the war. Dreams can lead to discovery.
The Goliath tracked mine, a remote-controlled mini-tank, carried 220 pounds of explosives.
But the control wire was easily cut. Over 7,000 were lost before reaching targets. Vulnerable by design.
Britain's PLF, Parachute Light Fighter, a tiny wooden plane meant to be dropped behind enemy lines. Silent wings, secret missions.
But jet fighters made it obsolete before it flew in combat. History passed it by.
The V3 cannon, Hitler's London gun, had multiple charges along its barrel to boost shell speed. One shot, one city. In theory.
Destroyed it before it could fire on London. Sabotage stopped the supergun. Worse.
America's Duck amphibious truck wasn't bizarre but vital. It floated, drove, and saved lives on D-Day. Ordinary hero of the war.
Not all odd ideas failed. Some, like radar, penicillin, and jets, changed the world. Necessity breeds invention.
Fail. These bizarre weapons show. In crisis, humans innovate wildly, sometimes wisely, sometimes not. Fail fast, learn faster.
But the strangest weapon of all? Hope. The belief that creativity can overcome darkness. We build a better world.
Today, these odd machines sit in museums, not as tools of war, but as lessons in imagination. History teaches through curiosity.
Matter. Even in war, the human mind reaches for the impossible.
Did it fly, Dad?
It tried, son. It tried. And sometimes, that's enough to change the...
And sometimes, the most bizarre idea leads to the greatest breakthrough. Past echoes in the future.
So honor the oddballs, the bat bombs, the ice ships, the wind cannons. They dared to be different.
Not for their success, but for their spirit. To try, even when the odds are absurd. We dreamed big.
In the end, the war was won not by the strangest weapon, but by courage, unity, and resilience. Together, we rise.
But the bizarre weapons, they're the footnotes that make history human.
They show that even in darkness, humans never stop imagining. Imagination is the first light.
So next time you see a strange invention, remember, it might be the seed of tomorrow's miracle. Dream it. Build it.
Bizarre weapons of World War II weren't just odd. They were testaments to the relentless human spirit. We create, even in chaos.
And in that, they succeeded. Long after the war ended, peace is the greatest victory.
The most bizarre weapons of World War II, from pigeon-guided bombs and bat-filled canisters to ice aircraft carriers and rocket-propelled wheels, each one a leap into the unknown.